Yo, 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 what's going on, family? Welcome back. Welcome back to yet another present moment. Here we go. We're about to do this thing. I was not ready. I accidentally hit live, but I guess there's no time like the present, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we just about to do this thing. Yeah, so I have a whole outline, and I'm just like, you know, normally I have it all set up. I'm ready. So here we go. What's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? We are discussing. I went 3 days without food. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I ended the fast on Saturday. It was a really powerful experience. I learned a lot for sure, and um, it just really helped me to realize what I was capable of. Um, and hold on, let me get my stuff together, y'all, because I want to make sure this is good. It's a good live stream, you know. Um, Anyway, welcome back to yet another present moment. This is Ace Anderson Live, where we connect every single Monday morning to provide you with weekly inspirational and entrepreneurial tips and tricks to help you ace your life. So I want you to congratulate yourself for making it to yet another beautiful dawn with me, your dedicated guide on this journey of self-discovery and growth. If you don't know by now, my name is Ace Anderson. I am an actor, rapper, graphic designer, filmmaker, poet, the ace of all trades, the modern renaissance man, and I am so happy to be here with you all for another blessed and abundant week. Now, as we embrace this first light together, I want to extend a special shout out to each and every one of you early morning risers joining in live. It is your dedication to starting the week with intention and positivity that makes the A team extraordinary. So I want you to grab your favorite morning brew. Y'all know my drink of choice is alkaline water, and let us explore, illuminate, and inspire ourselves to be mindful, to be better with mindful conversation. Now, today I want to talk about how my dad and I just wrapped up a 3-day fast together. I've never fasted for more than 24 hours, so this was kind of wild for me. But not for real. I came out with some good gems about life, faith, and just honestly just being present. It helped me to really build a connection with my father, which was a primary intention for setting the fast. It's really important to set a good intention when you're going to fast, if you've ever fasted before. Which is a little different from intermittent fasting. I mean, you should still set intentions if you're intermittently fasting, which means that you're only fasting for certain parts of the day. But if you're going for 24 hours or more, it's really important to set intentions so that you can do it properly. So here we go. Let me set all my stuff up, y'all. Like I feel like normally I feel way more prepared to get all this stuff. Like I can't even see all the comments and everything coming in. All right, cool. Let me pull it up here. Gotta pull it up on my iPad so that we got the information ready to go. Um, Normally I got my words on the screen so I could just read it and I don't have to keep like looking everywhere. But either way, we here. We're in the present moment. We're live. This is fun. This is good. I just want to be here for y'all to, provide you with weekly inspirational and entrepreneurial tips and tricks to help you ace your life. You know what I'm saying? So, um, uh, let's get into this. As we embark on this week's adventure, I want to remind ourselves to align our hearts with the fruit of the Spirit. That's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. Let us trust these divine nine to guide us on the path to living a life that resonates deeply with our most authentic desires. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, my father and I did a 3-day fast. I have recently been reading this book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And truly, this book is so fascinating. If you haven't read Napoleon Hill and you're not familiar with him, definitely check him out. He is the author of Think and Grow Rich, which is an incredible book. That book, I know, has inspired many an entrepreneur to become and successfully attain their fortune of millions of dollars and more. And so the book was written back in 1937, around right after the Great Depression. And in Outwitting the Devil, he has this very strange yet very profound interview with the devil, where Napoleon Hill discovers his ability to advance beyond fear and to disregard all thoughts of fear that were limiting him and holding him back. He connects with something he calls his other self, which many of us will call our inner being, our source energy, infinite intelligence, God, the universe, all of those names, I am, Yahweh, all of those are represented by this other self that Napoleon Hill eventually encounters as a product of being sort of his back against the wall and being up against the ropes and not knowing, facing a life and death scenario where he was broke, wasn't making any money, but he was also promoting this idea that of how to be successful. And so he kind of had he definitely had imposter syndrome, because he didn't feel like he had the authority to tell people how to be successful. And Nerlebeck, somebody on YouTube said you are gay. Yo, man, hit me up if you're trying to, like, if you're trying to explore that option. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you're ready, we could get it. You know what I'm saying? So just hit me up. You know what I mean? Send a profile picture or something. Let me see how attractive you are. Maybe we could talk sometime. All right? Since you're so concerned about my sexuality. Anyway, so Napoleon Hill is talking about how he is kind of connected back with his deeper spiritual self, this other self. And as a product of that, he realizes he can also talk to the other self, God's opposition. And so he ends up having an interview with the devil where the devil reveals all of his secrets. He forces the devil to confess how exactly he operates in the minds of men. And it's really a fascinating book. If you haven't considered it, like, if you've never heard of it, you're hearing about it now, please check it out. Because, this book will change your life. I can't imagine how it wouldn't, just to see, like, because we often, especially from the Christian perspective, Christianity in the Western civilization is so abundant and profound, and it's so prevalent in society, and so we're always hearing about things from God's perspective, yet and from the Christian perspective or the positive perspective, but we're never really hearing about the tactics of the opposition. And so really to hear the tactics of the opposition and how it's like affected people's lives, you know, it's really, really incredible. So, um, so here we're gonna be talking about. So as I was reading the book, I realized like it was illuminating a lot of things for me that I've always wanted to share with my father, because my father is a devout Seventh-day Adventist Christian. And I grew up in that church. I grew up, you know, believing in the Seventh-day Adventist religion. And then somewhere right before I went to college, I learned that, you know, I wasn't, I learned, I felt like none of it made sense to me. Like it all broke down. I saw some things, I read some things, I watched some videos that like just really dismantled my entire understanding of religion, because it felt like I had been lied to about the Bible and so many things. And so I really wanted to, I lost my faith essentially, right before college, and it was like soon after I'd gotten baptized too. So it was really, really hard for me, and scary for me going into college, knowing that I was going to be away from my parents. I wasn't going to be in a space where I was able to have the principles that I felt like were protecting me, and so I felt lost, you know. And so when so I, but yet, even though I felt lost, I felt like I was still connected to some higher power. Like I couldn't shake it. I couldn't fight this feeling that God was still in my life in some way, despite the fact that I had lost my faith, right? And then it wasn't until years later where I discovered Jordan Peterson's videos about the psychological significance of the Bible. And when I watch these videos, I mean, you can watch them if you want to. It's hard. It's a hard watch for some people because it's like 3 hours long. He speaks very intellectually, but you know, for somebody like me, it was really fascinating to watch these videos, and it really helped solidify my understanding, something that I felt to be true. It helped me understand what I couldn't make sense of psychologically. And so I finally started to understand the Bible in a clearer way, and I understood religion as a whole in a clearer way, that I ended up that I kind of found my faith again. I found the reasons for all of, like, why is Christianity so prevalent in Western civilization? Why are we, you know, why am I in this space where I always feel like I'm, you know, talking to God, and what does that mean, and all of that stuff. And so I started to make my own discoveries, and I was able to really articulate a message that made sense to me. And then I started practicing talking to people about it. And as I spoke with people about it, it made sense to them in a way that they were like, you know, it was really eye-opening. And the more I've spoken with people about it, the more people get it. And now, like, even my wife tells me all the time, like, Ace, babe, you brought me closer to God. Like, if I didn't know, if like I had never really, you know, liked church or liked, you know, religion or thought about Christianity in any, you know, profound way until meeting you, until being able to speak with you, and just the way that you're able to speak about these principles is so meaningful and so much more impactful than a lot of other people have been able to. And so it's always been my goal, my purpose to be able to share this information with people, and so um, and then, as a son, I wanted to share this discovery with my father, but with my father being sort of still, in this other religious perspective that I felt limited by. I felt a lot of fear around being able to present him with the things that I was discovering, because it wasn't exactly, even though I believe it to be the same thing in us discussing similar, topics. I I had a lot of fear around presenting these ideas to him because I didn't want him to judge me. I didn't want him to think that I was wrong or tell me that I'm wrong, or it strained my relationship with him further. And so then fast forward, I read this book. I read Outwitting the Devil, which like 2 weeks ago I read it, and I flew through it on audiobook. Um, and I do audiobooks, and I love audiobooks because I'm dyslexic, so it's much easier for me to retain the information when I have the audiobook. It's great if I have the physical book too with the audiobook, because then I can read and listen at the same time, which is really helpful. But yeah, so I flew through the audiobook and I was like, oh my goodness, like I have to show this to my dad. Like I have to. And it allowed me to remove all fear from my mind. Like, what am I afraid of? Like, what am I afraid of? That of showing my dad, like what's true is true. I'm not trying to be harmful. I'm not trying to be hurtful. So let me present it to him. And let me present it to him. God spoke to me to say, let's present it to him in a way that he would be actually receptive to. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, Dad, would you like to do this fast with me? And I'd love to show you this book. And I'd love to just talk to you more. And he asked me, like, what would be the purpose of the fast? And he said that it would be, or I said, for us to, gain a stronger connection together, for us to, get closer to God together. Um, and it really, and he accepted. And so we ended up doing this fast, and what it allowed us to do, oops, what it allowed us to do was to then speak. We were speaking now more every day. Now, to give you a little bit of a history, just a brief history about me and my dad, we had a strained relationship. Our relationship kind of fell off in 2018, where we had this big argument. I was disappointed in him, and he was very upset at me in the way that I handled things, and neither of us really knew how to communicate and talk to each other about it. And every time we spoke thereafter, it was just anger and rage and frustration, and there was no seeing eye to eye until 2020, right at the start of right at the start of COVID. I called him and I said, hey, Dad, I realized that I am perpetuating a cycle. And I said, we are perpetuating a cycle. And I discovered all of this through watching Jordan Peterson, and especially him explaining the Pinocchio story, which if you can look that up, find it. I might provide a link in the description for you to check that video out, where he describes the Pinocchio story. And in that story, he says that, like Pinocchio goes, to become a real boy, part of that journey is to go to the depths to save his father, Geppetto, from the whale. And there are so many mythological, religious stories of the spirit of the old way being recovered by the offspring, but being recovered by the son, right? And it's the same story of Jesus, right? Jesus comes in a dark period to redeem the father. And so I learned that that sons, the purpose of a son is to redeem the father. And so being, in the pandemic and being in my house, I was dwelling on this concept that, that sons redeem fathers. And I am, by not speaking to my father, perpetuating a cycle where my father is unable to be redeemed. So if it is my responsibility, then all I have to do is humble myself and connect and reach out and say, hey, dad, let's do this. Because otherwise, no one, it's not going to come from anyone else but his son. He will not learn from any other person than his son. So it is my responsibility to redeem my father, right? So I call him and I say, "Hey, Dad, let's put all of our pride aside and let us allow ourselves to communicate and talk." And he accepted, and then and that was the start of us sort of building our relationship back. And yet, and still, it's been challenging for us to really have a close relationship because there's been this gap, this roadblock of my fear of, of his judgment of the way that I think or, things that I believe. And so reading this book now eliminated all of those fears, right? Reading Outwitting the Devil, it truly just like, I was like, what am I afraid of? Let go of the fear. Any fear that I have in my mind is all the devil, is all Satan, right? And I realized that was a tactic, right? I have had so much fear embedded in my psyche that, like, I'm not able to even have a conversation with my father. I'm not even able to do my job of redeeming the father, which is the purpose of children. So here we are, coming to it, and I discover so I reach out to my dad and I say, hey, let's do this fast together, and we end up doing it, and we're able to now have these deep conversations where I'm just sort of speaking plain with him. So also I felt called to play an excerpt of the book for him, and I prefaced it with prayer and helping him to recognize, like, I'm not here to disrupt your faith. And if your faith is in God is as strong as it is, then you should have no fear about listening to the text in this book. And, as I played it for him the first time, he was a little taken aback, and he asked me to stop. And he said, that his chest was getting tight, that he had a hard time with the information in the book. And so I asked him why. Like, previous me would have been like, I can't, like, no, all right, Dad, like, you're right, I'm not gonna press you anymore. But, like, afterwards, I was like, you know what? No, like, so tell me what's happening. What's going on here? Like, what are you really feeling? And he said, he just doesn't see it that way, and he doesn't feel like, he doesn't like to fill his mind with those things, and it's making him upset and all of this. And what it invoked in me was this spirit of, like, truly, I think, the spirit of God, where I just was able to speak in a more plain, loving way that I've ever spoken to my father. And I told him, like, Dad, you have all of this regret. You have all of this sadness. You have all of this fear in your life that you have to let go of. We have been taught in this religion, in being Seventh-day Adventist Christian, we have been taught to fear. We've been taught to fear hell, fear the devil, fear the worldly things, fear everything, just fear, fear, fear. And I asked him, like, at what point does Jesus ever preach fear? Not one point in his life, not one point in the gospel does he ever preach fear. And yet these churches of today are always preaching fear, fire and brimstone. You're going to burn in hell. Everything is terrible. Wait, just judgment day is coming. Judgment day is coming. Judgment day is coming. And it's like, Jesus never talked like that. Jesus only spoke about being aligned with the fruit of the Spirit. Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has its own troubles, right? Be that God is within you. The Spirit of God, the kingdom of God is within you. And so I'm speaking to him in this profound way. And like, I could tell that it landed on him, that he, we were both in tears by the end of it. And it was really, truly powerful. And it only was a product of us being able to fast together, being able to be on the same page. I was getting this spiritual download where I could speak so eloquently and directly in a way that I hadn't before, in a way that I had fear of doing before. And so it was really beautiful to truly now be able to have this experience with my dad where I wasn't afraid. I let go of all of that fear. I let go of all of that concern. I let go of all of that doubt and worry. And I recognize that I have everything that I desire. I have everything that I need in this present moment. So what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? And so I want to challenge you all to be, I want to challenge you all to have this. Oh, snap. I just realized that I didn't go live on I just realized I didn't go live on Instagram, y'all. My bad, IG. But I want to challenge you all to recognize in your life where there are areas of fear or doubt or worry or concern. And you can let all of that go, right? All of that go. Because you're so worried about the future. You're so worried about what is to come. You're so concerned about what you've done in the past. And I'm here to tell you right now, there is nothing more important than what is happening right now. And there is nowhere more important that you need to be than here and now. There is nothing more important than what is happening right now, and there is nowhere more important that you need to be than here and now. That's it. You have the power to create your reality. And you have to recognize that you ask and you receive. What you desire is yours. It's already yours. You don't have to rush anywhere. You don't got to fight to do anything other than what you're doing right now. Pause. Allow yourself a minute to think, to meditate, to connect with the divine, because there is nothing more important than what is happening right now. And there is nowhere more important that you need to be than right here and now. We spend so much time in our lives rushing towards some other place, trying to get to some other destination, that we miss the moment right here. You can have everything that you desire if you just allow yourself to recognize that you have everything that you desire. Time is an illusion. There is no future. There is no past. The only moment that exists is right now. So there is nothing more important than what is happening right now. You are on the path. And you keep messing it up. You keep messing up your gifts. You keep messing up your blessings because you keep forgetting that you have it already. You keep forgetting the appreciation for what you got. There is nothing more important than what is happening right now. Trust it. Trust the process. Trust the process. You will get there. You will get there because you already are there. You just have to vibrationally connect with everything that you desire. That's the only difference between where you are right now and where you want to be, is your vibrational frequency. You're on the wrong radio station. You're on 630 AF, 6300 AM. And you want to be on 95.6. 95.5. 102.3. The radio station is playing. That life that you want, it's already there. It's already exists. You have to now tune to the frequency. And the only way to tune to that frequency is to be in a spirit of abundance and gratitude, because having everything you desire is abundance. And you will be grateful for getting the thing that you want. So already be grateful and you will have the thing that you want. That's it. There is nothing more important than what is happening right now, and there is nowhere more important that you need to be than right here and now. There is nothing outside of that. This has been my discovery as a product of my 3-day fast. So we have a guest here that says, on day 4, really, and did a 14-day water fast in January. Everything you said is fact. You're saying is fact. 1000%, yo. Try it. Try it. You'd be surprised, man. Try it. Try it. Connect to source. You'd be surprised what you're capable of. And just to be able to do it, like, you become so aware of how powerful you are, how little you need to exist. You need so little to exist. You are so abundant. Start taking stock of what you have right now. Stop taking stock of what you don't have. Stop it. You're putting yourself in a vibrational frequency of need, of want. And the vibrational frequency of want is a different vibrational frequency than have. It's different. Those are two different people. It's two different people. All right? It's two different aces. The ace that wants something and the ace that has something is two different aces. And get this, the way that the universe works is operating off of gratitude. Because the universe is abundant. God is abundant. God will give you everything. God has the access to give you everything. But think about this. Christmas time is coming up, right? And this year, let's say last year, you got a gift for somebody that you love. Somebody that you love dearly. You got them a gift. And this is how they looked at the gift. Thanks. Do you have anything else? Because, like, where's that thing that I wanted? That other thing that I wanted? If somebody you loved responded like that, they looked at the thing and was like, thanks. Where's that other thing? Would you be interested in giving them another gift? No, because they're not appreciative of the first one. That's how the universe works. That's how the universe is with your gifts. Okay? Instead, if it's like, oh my God, thank you so much. What? Thank you. Thank you so. I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for this. Oh my gosh, yo, you got me one of the things from my list. Oh my God. Like, thank you so much. Oh, I love this. I love this. I love it. I love it so much. I love all the buttons. I just love it so much. Wow. Thank you. If I responded to your gift like that, you would be like, dang, I want to give them another gift because that makes me feel so good. To give somebody a gift like that makes me feel so good. That's how you got to be with the universe. You're like, wow, like, look, I have so much. I can give this. Like, now I have all these different remotes now. Like, look, I'm abundant. I can give other people remotes. I can give everything away because I have so much. Because when you're abundant, you're generous. So be generous, and the abundance will make itself known to you. You give first. You give first to show that look, I'm empty. I don't need, I'm giving. Look. And then stuff keeps flowing back in. I'm giving. Stuff keeps flowing back in. I'm giving. I'm just giving. Here you go. Here you guys go. Because I'm so abundant. I'm so fulfilled. I have so much. I can just give it away. I have so much. And this is different from, because, a lot of people will argue and be like, well, there's people that just give and give and give and, and they never receive any thanks. Well, that's because they are not giving themselves thanks. They are not taking care of themselves. They're not showing the appreciation for themselves. They're not pouring from a full cup. Right? They're not pouring into themselves. They're pouring into everybody else. Oh, here you guys go. Here you guys go. I'm sick. I'm dying. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. But here you guys go. That's a different energy. That's a different frequency. What I'm talking about is recognizing all that you do have first. Wow, I have so much. I'm so grateful for what I have. Here you go. Because when you do that, when you experience gratitude, you're giving to yourself. You're giving to yourself because you're seeing all that God has given you. You're seeing all that the universe has done for you already. Then you give. Then you give. That's the spirit that you give from. That's where generosity comes from. But the generosity can't come from an empty place where it's like, oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Somebody called my attention. I just need to rest. But somebody called my attention. I need to help them. Here you guys go. Because those people. Those people, they just give and give and give, and they are deteriorating. That's because they have yet to give to themselves. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a moment to think. Take time. Set boundaries for yourself. To say, look, I'm going to take this time for myself to be able to meditate on my abundance, to be able to meditate, to re-energize myself and recognize the path that I'm on. And if I want more money, then I give my money. I help people who need money. because that's what somebody who is rich does. That's what somebody who's wealthy does. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, y'all. But I hope you following along with this. I learned so much by doing this fast with my father that it truly has made me so spiritually free from fear. I could do anything. I can do anything. I could do anything. And you can too. All right, y'all. Just like that, we are wrapping up another fantastic session here on Ace Anderson Live. If you enjoyed this video, oh snap, oops, oh man, dang it, hold on. I want to just make sure I get it right, y'all. If you enjoyed, it is so. Just like that, we are wrapping up another fantastic session here on Ace Anderson Live. Big love and shout out to all of you early morning risers who joined in. It is your dedication to starting the week with intention and love and responsibility that makes the A-Team extraordinary. So I don't want you to forget that we're here every single Monday morning, bringing that heat to start your week off right. If today's conversation got you fired up or just excited to learn more, please leave a comment in the comment section. It means a lot when you could share this stream to other people. Let's keep the A-Team growing strong. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ace Shot That. I'm on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on YouTube, on everywhere that you go online. So come follow your boy and let's keep growing together, y'all. Until next time, remember to always, always, always align yourself with truth, trust, and patience. And I promise you will ace your life. Peace out, y'all.